will give you $100 food thing like
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to call the December 19th meeting of the Common Council to order. I will ask the clerk to call the roll to determine a quorum.
Alderperson Weigel.
Here.
Barzak.
Here.
Chaplesky.
Here.
Haas.
Here.
Lysick.
Here.
May.
Here.
Probst. Here. Ranky.
Here.
Rote.
Here.
Vitale.
Here.
And present unexcused.
We have a quorum. Please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led this evening by Alderman Marty Weigel.
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, before we dive into the public hearings, I'm going to ask our Council President, Tom Lysick, to join me, as well as our soon-to-be retired Public Works / City Engineer, Superintendent, leader of lots, Mike Lewis, to come up as well. He's got his suit on, you know this is big.
Nice to interview here and tonight. And does that mean I don't have to stick around for John?
Unless you have questions. Still
This is a resolution of commendation for Michael G. Lewis. Whereas Michael G. Lewis will retire from office effective January 2nd, 2018, after 17 years of service to the city of West Allis, and whereas during his career, Mike has served the citizens of West Allis as city engineer and director of public works city engineer, and whereas prior to serving the city of West Allis, Mike served as civil engineer 1 for the city of Racine, director of public works city engineer for the city of Platteville, city manager of Lake Mills, Wisconsin, and director of public works civil engineer for the city of Two Rivers. And whereas Mike has been instrumental in maintaining city buildings by coordinating new roofs at City Hall, the West Allis Public Library, the West Allis Historical Society, and West Allis Police Department, arranging for new HVAC systems at City Hall, the library, health department, and other buildings, completing facade restoration at City Hall, and arranging for new windows at the West Allis Senior Center. And whereas Mike has spearheaded numerous public works improvements during his service to the city of West Allis, including implementing single-stream recycling for the city, which eliminated the use of dual-stream blue bag collection, and initiating the use of recycling containers for residential collection, providing new contractual services for the servicing of the city's recycling collection, the renewal of the city's refuse processing services, and the processing of the city's yard waste debris, and providing updates to the municipal drop-off site by updating both the refuse and recycling compactor equipment for better efficiency. And whereas Mike was heavily involved in the remodeling of the city's fire stations and fire administration building, municipal court remodeling, and remodeling of the West Allis Farmers Market, and whereas Mike initiated new programs for the city of West Allis, including rain barrel sales, brine usage, and electronics recycling, and whereas Mike supervised the engineering and public works department and an approximately $12 million budget, led over 140 people in both departments, maintained over 25 facilities, and was a great mentor for the staff he supervised. And whereas Mike is deserving a special commendation for his many contributions to his profession and for making West Allis a better place to live and work. Now therefore be it resolved by the Common Council of the City of West Allis that Mike Lewis, Director of Public Works, City Engineer, be and is hereby specially commended for his dedication and service to the citizens of West Allis and congratulated for a job well done. Be it further resolved that the Common Council hereby extends to Mike Lewis its best wishes for a long, prosperous, and healthy retirement. And I so move.
Second.
There's a motion with a second by Alderman Barzak. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Surprisingly, the motion carries. Congratulations.
Well, just a few, this on?
Yeah.
Just a few things. This is my last council meeting now after doing this type of job for about 34 and a half years. been in the profession for 38 and a half years. I did some quick arithmetic this afternoon, and just council meetings alone, looks like I attended around 750 meetings. Going to hell and back, 750 times. But there's a lot of people I want to thank, certainly the current and past members of the Common Council. Thank you for your confidence and trust over all these years. I hope I've never disappointed you. To Mayor Devine and Mayor Bell, thank you too. Very much support from both of them. From administrators Paul and Rebecca, thank you for your help. To my other fellow colleagues and department heads, division heads, thank you for your cooperation and assistance over all these years. Certainly to my staff, who made coming to the job fun and interesting. One of the most proud things I've got is to leave the department in the hands of Dave Wepking and Pete Daniels. I think you'll be well served in those personnel. And finally to my wife Gail, who has been able to withstand almost 9 years tomorrow. See, I remembered. Tomorrow's our wedding anniversary. Moods and stress and certainly my odd hours, certainly in the wintertime. It's been a great privilege and honor to serve the citizens of this great city. Thank you very much, and have a great holiday season and New Year.
Mike, I've got this one also for you, and it says exactly the same thing, except it does recognize that today, December 19th, 2017, is Mike Lewis Day in the city of West Allis. So have fun with that. You got 5 hours left. Thanks. Okay, we'll get back to the agenda. Item D on the agenda is our public hearings. We have one this evening, and I'll ask the clerk to read that out.
A hearing on the special use permit for Shared Journeys, a proposed school and child care facility to be located within a portion of the existing Apostle Presbyterian Church building at 1509 South 76th Street.
Mr. Stiebel.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The purpose of the hearing tonight is to approve or consider the approval of a special use for a shared journey for their school and daycare center located at 1509 South 76th Street. And the church has had a number of operations currently in there and historically. West Allis, West Milwaukee is having a charter school called Shared Journey. They'll operate in that. They're going to be basically two functions. One is going to be part of a daycare center, and the other part is going to be an educational facility. And all the students will be receiving education in terms of education and just as importantly as in parenting. I do want to point out that over the history they've had a 100% graduation rate, 95% daily attendance rate, and phenomenally 88% post-secondary education. What a phenomenal success story this program has been. It's currently located on Lincoln across from the Lincoln Avenue across from the hospital, and it's going to be moving to this current location on the southwest corner of Orchard and 76th Street. Because of the zoning RB2, it requires a special use, and that's the purpose of this hearing this evening. They'll utilize about 4,000 square feet of the school, have up to 40 students and 7 staff, 1 full-time and the rest part-time. 4 of them are devoted for the school and 3 of them for the daycare center. The school will operate from 7 to noon and the child care from 7 to 3:30. In this neighborhood, typically with the operations of this school and daycare center and the other operations that are in the church as well, the church facilities, typically they require 52 parking spaces. But in this historically parking challenged neighborhood, they'll only have 9 parking spaces, which is a lot more than many of them do. In the building, and this is it's kind of a bi-level if you've been in this church, it's not really the base, but the first floor. They'll be located in this particular area of about 1,600 square feet. In this building, there's parking, we'll talk about that in a minute. But they'll be utilizing this space on the ground floor for the daycare. The second floor will be used for the school, and on the third floor, there'll be some minor office utilization, probably a couple hundred square feet. The school will be serviced primarily by mass transit. Most of the kids that attend here take mass transit or cabs. Some of the parents will be dropping the kids off, but mostly it's going to be through other transportation that doesn't need parking. Once the school for the morning session is over, the students will then leave and go to the respective schools, and they'll be taken off campus by a variety of transportation vehicles. On the second floor is going to, first floor, as I mentioned, is the daycare center, and the second floor and third floor, or the second floor is the classrooms, and then the third floor is the office space area. Shared Journey has had this project reviewed by the Plan Commission, and the Plan Commission has recommended approval. And we've received no objections to date. If you have any additional questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Thank you, Mr. Stiebel. Do any members of the Common Council have questions on this item? Seeing none, is there anybody in the audience with questions or comments on this item? Okay, seeing none, we will close our public hearing and we will move on to item E. Item E is citizen participation, which is the opportunity for residents to address the council on matters of interest to them. We ask that you keep your comments to approximately 5 minutes for this portion. You will be speaking, if you are interested, at the podium to your possibly left or right. Does anybody wish to speak to the council under citizen participation this evening? Okay. Oh, Barb? We just ask that you give us your name and address, even though we know you.
Good evening, Mayor Devine and Common Council members. Some of you know me. I have been a small part of Shared Journeys. Since 2010, I volunteer in a small capacity, and I've seen the work they've done and what Mrs. Cola does, and it's just amazing. I mean, they go to school, they have the responsibilities of their child or their child-to-be, and they learn volunteering. They have to volunteer. And they have job readiness skills, they have baby prenatal skills, parenting skills, social skills, all of those things that will make them responsible parents and members of society. So to have them expand to where they are now, because they have to move the furniture on Fridays to do yoga, so they stack all the tables on one corner so that they can exercise. And I think this would be a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for them to spread their wings. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to address the council under citizen participation?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lisa Cola, and I am the Dean and Teacher and Program Facilitator for Shared Journey. So I thank you all for having this opportunity to be here and talk with you a little bit about our school and the things that we are also proud about with Shared Journeys. We proudly do have a 100% graduation rate, and that doesn't always come easy, but we work really hard to make sure that happens with all the people that are out there supporting the work that we do. We're grateful to have the space that we have right now, but we are definitely outgrowing where we are. Like was mentioned before, when we do certain activities, we do have to stack tables and move things and make sure that when we open closet doors, things are not falling on us because we are overcrowded. We serve typically 30 to 40 students a year on site, and those students do go on and go to post-secondary education, which also is something that we're very proud about. Our students take great pride in learning their parenting skills, but also, most importantly, their academic skills, so that they can go on and provide for their families. Our mission at Shared Journeys is to provide an opportunity to complete a high school education while encouraging strong parenting, healthy lifestyles, and building post-secondary skills through a supportive community and innovative learning environment. And having this opportunity to expand will only help us to continue providing that quality education that we so are proud of doing. So thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Hi, okay.
Ben's.
I'm really short, sorry. All right, so my name is Adriana Gonzalez. I graduated from Shared Journeys in 2015. So I've been working with Ms. Cola since I was a junior in high school when I was pregnant at 17. So I was super, super scared, of course. I was 17, still a kid myself, and Mrs. Cola helped me with probably everything I know about being a mom. And I think I'm a good mom, thanks to her. My son Xavier, he's 3. He's awesome. He knows sentences. He reads. He loves to read. I honestly wouldn't be the parent I am today if it wasn't for Mrs. Cola or Shared Journeys. My son was born at 32 weeks. He was 2 months premature. I was scared. I had preeclampsia. I had no idea what to do. Mrs. Cola talked me through everything. She's like, go to the hospital right now. And I did. And he was born at 4 pounds, 0.8 ounces, and I was cooped up in the hospital for 22 days, and Mrs. Cola sent positive thoughts to me, made sure I was okay, made sure I was healthy, made sure he was healthy, and we got out of there before we were supposed to come out of there. So I'm super grateful for everything I learned at Shared Journeys, like breastfeeding and everything I needed to know for my son to be healthy. And now he's 3, and he's going to school next year, and I'm so, so excited. And I am so proud of Mrs. Cola. I honestly am so grateful for her. I'm really blessed. I don't know what I did to have someone like her in my life.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to address the council?
Hi, my name is Destiny. I'm a current student at Shared Journeys. It's my first year. Shared Journeys has been very helpful. Going into school and knowing I was pregnant and not really knowing what to do or understanding who to turn to, Ms. Cola was very helpful from the very beginning. She's taught me a lot, and just everything, basically everything I know how to be a mom, breastfeeding, mindfulness, how to cope if he's fussy, if he needs something and I don't know what to do. She's very supportive. Everyone at Shared Journeys is supportive. They give you everything you need. It's just a very good environment. It's very helpful. And I didn't think I would be able to graduate. And now having the opportunity to go to a school like this and just being around Ms. Cola and the positive environment is very helpful. And I know I'm going to graduate, and I know she's always going to be there, and very helpful. So thank you.
Thank you.
Joni Lutke. Do I give my address?
Please.
1709 South 80th Street, West Allis. I also just wanted to say a couple of things. truly giving this space and enabling Lisa to move into this new space will give so many more opportunities for these students and for their children. And Lisa's made such incredible progress, and the things she has done through the school district from many years ago, and now all the things that she's done with Shared Journeys, it's really giving them all so much more of an opportunity. And you know, they have a lot of challenges, and by giving this, you know, you guys are giving them extra chances. And also thank you to Kathy from Apostle for sharing the space and for opening it up for this opportunity. And Kathy has a special place in our heart because she took us in for the Family Resource Center many years ago. And this will also enable the Family Resource Center to collaborate more with Shared Journeys and share some of the things that we do with them, which is, we've done this for several years, but it's always been hard because there's been distance. So this will enable us to work with them a little bit more and share some of our resources and our families with them. So thank you very much for all of this.
Hey, Joni, before you leave, can you just have everybody that's with you from Shared Journeys just raise their hand, because I think there's quite a small army. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Therese Beauchamp, and I'm here on behalf of Aurora West Allis Medical Center. Aurora West Allis Medical Center has provided the space for Shared Journeys, and prior to that, the school-age parent program. And we are committed to continue to pay for the rent. Unfortunately, at the hospital, we just don't have space to give them. The space that they're currently in is way too small for their needs, but it's all that we have to give them. So having them move to Apostle Presbyterian Church is actually kind of the perfect solution because there is space available there. And you know, we're committed to supporting financially that space because we just don't have it on our campus.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that wishes to address the council under citizen participation? Okay, seeing none, we will close citizen participation. We will move to item F on your agendas. Our standing committees will be meeting during recess. Those room numbers are listed on page 1 of your agendas. Moving on to item G, the mayor's report. I just have 2 quick things. Last night I was able to volunteer at Candy Cane Lane, which I know a lot of you are familiar with. It's quite a West Allis tradition. And it was just a steady, granted it was about 40 degrees, but it was a steady stream of cars for my entire shift. It was so refreshing. Everybody was in a good mood. And when you talk about community and you talk about people getting things done, they were, I want to say 70% towards their goal. And it just is so refreshing not only to see the depth and the diversity of the people that volunteer there, but also the neighbors that participate. You know, I know how much I like putting up Christmas lights, and I can just imagine, you know, every year, especially if they get really crummy weather, they're not really up to going out there and putting up tons of lights, but they do every year, and that's what allows this community to assist the MAC Fund in raising hundreds of thousands of dollars to fight childhood cancer. And I think that speaks volumes to what an amazing community West Allis is, and I was very proud to be out there. It does go, I believe, up until Christmas Eve this year. And I know our fire department and the police reserves and several other municipal and school district agencies have been involved. But if you haven't been there yet, I would encourage you to check it out over the next week. And the next thing I want to mention is on New Year's Eve, once again, the Community Alliance Against Drugs is going to be having their family night at West Allis Central High School. I think it starts around 6:30. And they have the gym open and the pool open, and they show movies, and they have the cafeteria open and a DJ, and it's really a great event for families. They have the bouncy houses and the slides and all those things in the gym. If you're looking for a safe, affordable visit to spend the evening, I believe they wrap up at 11 with a balloon drop in the gym, unless they change something on me, but there will be information on the city's website. I believe you can join CAD for $20 for the year, and that gets you into all their events all year round, which include like movies in the parks. They do a winter fest, things like that. So it's really a great value. if you need plans on New Year's Eve. That does conclude the mayor's report this evening. Do we have any reports from the alderpersons?
Mayor Devine,
Alderperson Ranky.
I'd like to share the good news of a successful Veterans Project this year again. I can't thank the community enough. The community gave so much, so much. It was overwhelming. We filled the whole room of 128 with gifts for the veterans. It's remarkable how generous this community is, and I can't thank you enough on behalf of the Celebrations Committee. We wrapped on Friday and delivered on Sunday. Actually, we filled 3 cars and a truck with all the gifts that were donated for these veterans. We serviced the 9th floor veterans, all the veterans on the 9th floor at the VA hospital. We serviced also the homeless vets from a local church program. We serviced the greenhouse on site at the veterans hospital site. So it was overwhelming, like I said, and it was so heartwarming to know that people were willing to share with these veterans who spent their service hours in many countries and for our freedom. So I can't thank you enough, because it just was a marvelous, marvelous project, and the community always is so generous. I would like to note the people that helped. We first have Kathleen Dagenhart, John and Margie Madoc, Barb Weller, the Koenig family. We had 2 men in a truck, but this was 3 men in a truck, and Tim Meyer, Jeanette Wardinsky, and her son John, and Brenda Schmidt, and myself, of course. It was a marvelous project, and keep up the good work, people, because you're making these veterans very, very happy.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Thank you. Any other reports from the alderpersons this evening?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move for approval of the minutes of the Common Council regular meeting of December 5th, 2017.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second by Alderman May. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Moving to item J on our agendas, I will ask for a motion to approve item number 3 and refer items 4 and 5 to the city attorney.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Weigel, second by Alderperson Reinke. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. Item case, we have no standing committee reports this evening. We'll move to item L.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
I move that we stand in recess until conclusion of the committee meetings.
Second.
There's a motion with a second by Alderman Vitale. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are in recess.